welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I have officially finished the first week of school, or like back to school. This is my third year in college and it's been a roller coaster. So basically, technically I started school on the 21st, but it's not like a full week. There was only 2 days of school that I could go to. So basically I only have, I think 5 classes. I used to have 5 classes. I ended up dropping one, which I will explain it later. But basically, I ended up dropping one because, well, I ended up dropping PE, one of them, because I have 2 PE classes this semester, because I had to fulfill a requirement for a petition that I wrote that said I could take a higher division course even though I had lower division credits still. So basically what the school does for like a rule is that you have to have 60 units or credits to be considered into the upper division and then go into the special class that allows you to do the rest of your major. I unfortunately was 1 unit short. So because I was 1 unit short, I basically had to plea, even though I'm 1 unit short, please let me in. But I ended up doing this petition, and one of the rules was that I had to finish my lower division, all of them, including PE, and then I could be allowed in. So basically, during the summer I ended up taking a infectious diseases course. So that was 3 units, so obviously now that that transcript has been sent over, they will update my units so that it will be above 60. And so that then I'm allowed to take these upper division courses. But I still had been enrolled into the 2 PE classes I still needed to fulfill, because for some odd reason PE classes are so hard to get into. They fill up really quickly, especially those that are like really not easy but are less taxing on your body, like table tennis or walking or yoga. Those things that aren't too hard on you, and they're usually a bit chiller. And these classes usually have the better professors in them. So of course they're going to get taken up really quickly, especially by people who are about to graduate or going to graduate soon. Though they have an early registration compared to me, who was only a 2nd year. My registration date was a bit further away. So by the time I got to register my classes, most of the PE classes were already taken or waitlisted, and the only things that were still open were swimming, beginning swimming by the way, and then body sculpting. I ended up taking beginning swimming because I thought it was gonna be like high school swimming. I had only learned about swimming in high school freshman year, so it's been a while since I've actually like learned how to swim. So it's like riding a bike. I need to know it again. But first day of classes was rough. I'm gonna be honest, I dropped after the first one because I just knew I wasn't gonna have fun in this class. I wasn't gonna enjoy it. So what's the point of me wasting my time to do a class that I'm probably not even gonna do that good at, and that's probably gonna bring down my GPA again, and then probably get probation again. And I don't want that, because then it really hurts with the FAFSA, and it like shows that you're not really that committed, I guess, to educating yourself if you're not gonna get good grades. But even though it was beginning swimming, a lot of the people in the class like already kind of knew how to swim. And the first thing, I already knew this was going to be a bad class, when the first thing that we were going to learn was to float with your face in the water. And I barely even know how to float on my back, and like I need to push myself off of a ledge to even float on my back. So to start the class with like, oh everybody, let's just float on our faces, I don't know. I don't know how that was beginning swimming. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, I don't know. But the majority of the class could do it. I think there was like one other person that couldn't really float on their face, but like they could float on their back and they could do everything else. But I just was taking L after L after L in the class, and I just could not do any of it. And then we had to like jump in the water and all that stuff. And so after that, I was like, yeah, not for me. So I ended up dropping it. So I'm down. PE classes are only worth 1 unit, so it's not that much. But because I'm still waiting for the 100W class to let me in because I'm waitlisted, so I only have like 4 classes, and they keep sending me emails like, oh, Emily, by the way, you're not like registered as a full-time student. And like, I know I'm not registered for a full-time student because I'm waiting for the class to let me in. Okay, so after that, I will be like, I think at 14 units. But right now, I'm only at, I think 10? No, 11. I'm on 11 units right now. Which sucks. Because I'm like almost there, but not really there for a full-time student. But look, I guess because I didn't like qualify for the FAFSA this year, then it's like not that bad. But I also, because of the rising tuition, I don't want to like be at school any more than I have to. But luckily, I talked to an advisor like a few days afterwards, and like we ended up talking about this, and I think I'm on the wait list for number 4, so I'm probably gonna get in. I just probably won't have as much time as the other students had when they were like already registered there. And so yeah, I ended up dropping swimming. I'm waiting to get waitlisted. No, I'm waiting to get into another class that I need to graduate. And then I don't think I mentioned this, but like I ended up adding a minor to my major, and it was graphic design because I wanted to do something still kind of art, but like not focus entirely on art. So I ended up going with graphic design, and I feel like I could use those skills for YouTube, because I need help being a better graphic designer with my thumbnails, because they're really basic and they're really icky sometimes. So right now I'm taking a art class. I forgot what the name of the actual course is, but we are in like a studio, and we're on these like weird chairs. I don't know how to describe it. It's like a plank of wood, and then there's like one long plank, and then there's one shorter plank, and like you sit on the long plank, and you have a board. You have a drawing board that leans on top of the long plank. I'll put up I'll put up an image of what it looks like. But it looks weird, and whenever anybody moves, like they creak a lot because they're old, and what our professor said is that they were mostly used for like old times. Like they were a more traditional way of drawing instead of, being on a desk with a table and a chair, and that it forced a lot of artists to like look up from their board and not be, just looking down at the table the entire time. So that was basically Monday. Did not like swimming, did like art. After that, it was my Tuesday class, which is my other PE class. I have my, oh god, I just remembered. I have econ in the morning. Econ, I think 1B, the second part of econ. And I had accidentally gone into the wrong classroom. But and I didn't notice that it was the wrong classroom until the professor jokingly said oh, check your guys' schedule, because there's always that one person that is in the wrong classroom. And I thought oh, it's probably not me, I already know this classroom. And then it dawned on me wait, did I even check what room this was? I ended up checking. The room I was in was 160. The one I needed to be in was 161. I had gone I just needed to go down a door to get to my classroom. So I had to get up in front of everybody and leave to go to my classroom. Luckily, I still had plenty of time just to like sit there and wait. My Tuesdays and Thursdays classes are a bit more packed because I have 3 classes instead of 1 for Monday, which is art now. And my second class is body sculpting, my other PE class. I think it was one of the few that were still open when I registered, which is why I took it. And I didn't really know what body sculpting was. It looked interesting, but I'm somebody who doesn't work out a lot. Like, I'm not physically fit, so I was a little scared that body sculpting would be really intense. And it kind of was. I'm gonna be honest. It was really intense for me at the first. Like, I felt a little lightheaded, and like afterwards I felt like I wanted to puke because of just like the exercise I had done. We were doing burpees, we were doing planks, we were doing sit-ups, we were running. It was a lot for somebody who had not done that type of exercise since high school. Like, I mentioned that I had gone to the gym, but I was like only cardio. Like, I was walking, I wasn't running or doing anything else with my body. And it was a little a part of me like kind of regressed back to being really scared of my body. I'm not scared now of the way I look. Like, I look the way I look, and I have to be okay with that. And if I want to change, then, you know, I can make steps to that. But I have to like love myself like the way I look. Like, I'm not gonna change overnight, obviously. I will change, but just like over a long period of time. But I had like basically, I was kind of regressing back to like that dark mental state I had in high school and in middle school. And because of the fact that everybody in the class was a lot faster than I was a lot more fit than I was. And when we were running, like, everybody else had finished their 3 laps and I was on my second one, finishing my 3rd. So I didn't like having the idea of everybody watching me and I'm like so slow to finish everything. And I was slow because obviously I haven't done any exercise, so I can't expect myself to be fit on the first day. But I really struggled a lot on the first day, and I went up to the professor and like just told him, hey, I don't think I'm gonna be a good fit for this class because everybody is like going really fast and I just can't keep up. And he was really nice about it. Like, he was understanding, like I'm not grading you on how many burpees you can finish, how many planks you can finish, how many sit-ups can you finish. I don't care as much about that. I just care that you participate and that you try. Like, you don't have to complete the entire like 15 sit-ups, 15 planks, whatever. I want you to keep pushing yourself, but like don't push yourself to the point where you are like physically hurting. And it was really nice to get that reassurance, because I was scared that because I was slow I was gonna get a bad grade, and that when I get a bad grade, then like everything I had worked the previous year of getting the GPA up would go like tank down just because of a PE class. And I was really scared that when we were gonna have to do the exams, like we would just have to be watching everybody, and then I would have to go up there and do the exam, and then everybody's gonna watch and see how like slow and unfit I am. And after that, I was like debating whether or not I should drop the course, because after the first day I came out of there so so frail. I could barely walk. Going up any stairs would hurt. Just breathing hurt, because I had like used my muscles again for the first time in a really, really long time. and like for 2 days I was really sore. Like even now my abs hurt because of the sit-ups, so I kind of like have to roll now just to like sit up, because when I sit up I usually sit up normally, but now that my muscles are sore, like I just have to roll around everywhere. And then my legs were really hurting a lot. After that I had to walk over to the business class, which was like a bit of a walk, I'm be honest, and I was debating whether or not I should even go, because I just wanted to go home now. I was so exhausted and I was so tired and I just felt so bad about myself. I was like, I have to go. And I ended up going to I think it's called financial accounting. I have never done accounting, but because I'm changing to a business major, I have to do accounting. And I'm gonna be honest, the professor is kind of a little intense. I won't say like their name, and obviously if you know me in class and like you know this YouTube exists, then obviously you'll know what professor I'm talking about. But he is a little intense, but he's really nice about I don't know, it's like a mix between, I don't know if you're being angry or if you're being just loud, you know what I mean? Tone of voice doesn't really like indicate it. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I am struggling a little bit, but after Thursday's class this week, I did get it a little bit more. He does go a little bit fast, and I do think he did mention that we would need the textbook, and usually professors only say that because they have to, and usually they don't actually use the textbook that much, or they offer a free version of it. But he like refers a lot to the textbook in class, and he doesn't really write anything down, like no slides, no presentation or anything. He just says it. So I think I will have to buy a textbook for him, which sucks because I already paid $4,000 for tuition, and now I have to pay an additional $62 to get a textbook. Can't that just be included in my tuition? But yeah, basically like that was it, just getting to know people. I did meet a really nice person in art, and my first friend of the new semester. But I don't think I've talked to anybody else like in my classes. I don't think so. I mean, for body sculpting, I did get paired up with another girl. 2 girls actually. One, because we have to do sometimes partner work together. I think that's basically it. There wasn't that much happening. It was just getting to know my classes, because I'm in different buildings this time. I've never been in the art building, and I've never been in the Spartan complex, which is where the PE classes are usually held. So it was really interesting to see new buildings, because obviously I paid for tuition. I want to see all the buildings and have a class in actually all of them. But yeah, it's like a small update, but because I'm back in college, YouTube will once again slow down, or maybe even come to a halt like it usually does. But one of my goals for this semester was to keep this going. I won't do much updates. I won't do that many updates about what happens in each class, just because I don't really have that much permission. I don't have permission just because I want to keep a little bit of privacy, just because in case like anybody knows, because my YouTube is linked to my Instagram, and so if I add somebody on Instagram and then they find my videos and then they know all about this, so I'm like really selective about what I talk about. Basically I have a few videos. Look forward to December and October, because those are 2 of the big months that I have a few things planned out. I do have to film a bunch, but hopefully I can work out my time management and get you those cool videos for those 2 months. But yeah, I'll see you next video, guys. Bye!